Play. Joel. Coming to you live on YouTube. 3, 2, 1. Game News Live.
All right. Hey, what's up, everyone? Game News Live crew is back. We're here this week. Our ISP hasn't blown up again.
Joe, look, you're the tech guy here. Look, if you could just internet, network, modem, ISP better.
I can only do so much, so don't blame me on this.
Damn it, Jim.
I'm a doctor, not a pool man. Yeah.
How's everybody in the chats? Want to see some hands, some dabs? No dabs.
No
dabs.
Please.
No dabs.
All right, we're ready for the new releases. We're going to be talking everything next gen this week since we missed last week, and Clay is just ready to tell you about his experience right now. So if we want to talk about, should we start with PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X for the releases? All right, so Xbox Series X launch games. And when we talk about launch games, are we also talking to make sure of stuff that's already out, right?
I would say if it's an Xbox One game, we can skip over that because it's just going to be a port. Mm-hmm. So like Fortnite is just a port, right, of the existing games.
Right.
So let's avoid any of that stuff. But also, because the Xbox and the PC basically live in the same environment now, if there's any PC games that you want to call out that maybe either of you have tried, then let's talk about those as well.
Yeah, I'm seeing. You know what? To be honest with you, I've been seeing on both sides the Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That thing is being marketed everywhere. I don't know if they're afraid that it might not succeed or they're just trying to maximize on sales.
Good things about it, to be honest.
But
so
yeah.
Ever since, and I have not played these, but ever since Origins came out and they kind of rebooted the franchise into this new like action RPG kind of system. Mm-hmm. It's been getting great reviews. So like Origins and Odyssey were both like super good sales, super good reviews. Like they were really critically acclaimed. Valhalla is just the next step in that. So if you liked Origins and Odyssey, you'll probably really like this. I was watching Wasabi Ice Cream play it yesterday on his Twitch channel, and it looks like the exact same game. It's like now you just have more beards and fur coats.
Yeah. Is there anything on that list that stands out to you?
Spider-Man Miles Morales?
Right. That is basically PS5's Halo at this point in time for their releases.
It's also on the PS4, so that's good. So if you aren't lucky enough to get a PS5 yet, then you can still play it on your PS4. And that version will unlock both versions, so you don't have to like rebuy it again for the PS5. So that's good. But that is the game that I want to play on the PS5.
Hitting up on
everything
something
else is just sprinkling on the top.
Right. Hitting up on what Evan said earlier, Destiny 2 kind of has that PC feel with the damn mouse cursor thing. That is true, and I think that's been there since Destiny 1.
So I'm looking at this link that Mel just put in our chat, so thank you for that, Mel. This is the Push Square article on all the launch games. Yeah, so you got your Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Number 2 on this list, just want to put this out there, Astro's Playroom. That's the game that comes with the PS5. So it's
I saw you tweet. I saw you tweet on that this morning.
Holy crap, that game is
what?
Like, dear Lord, like this is Astro's Playroom, the game that comes with it. If any of you get a chance to play on the PS5 or you buy one or anything, don't skip on that game. It's fantastic. Like I said, it's more of like a tech demo for the controller, but it's a really fun game, and it's like this little platformer. It basically is one of the things I put on Twitter. It's Mario good. Like it is a high quality platformer. It's good.
You're probably gonna have to stream it on Nerd Junkies Twitch channel. Just to get it.
It is so good.
Let's get on to some rumor control. How about that? Get you off this rant.
We need to talk about Xbox Series X launch game.
All right, fine. Let's do it.
I mean, come on.
All right, so what stands out for you?
Are you not reading the script again? Are you, Mel? Are you not on this?
That was the first thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Are you not keeping him? Wait, rumor control was the first thing?
No. Game releases. We already showed off the Xbox Series X launch games.
Yet.
Yeah, we haven't done that.
We haven't. We showed off the PlayStation launch games.
Okay, fine. Here's your Xbox.
My God. Mel, I'm gonna need you to.
Wait. You said we were talking about Xbox first. He had it on the screen.
Yeah.
And then we talked about PlayStation. So who's really on point, sir?
Did we?
Yes.
God, I need to stop drinking.
Anything stand out to you on the Xbox
Clay's
releases, Clay? It almost looks like a carbon copy.
Yeah, there's a lot of the same multi-platform games. You'll see like a lot of these like Series X upgraded games on here. The only thing I've played so far on the Xbox Series X is Watch Dogs Legion.
Looks pretty.
And it's pretty. It's just not that fun of a game, I think.
Oh, that sucks.
I put about 4 hours into it and I just stopped. And that's very rare for me to just give up on a game, and it's because they lost the fun of like what Watch Dogs 2 had.
I always wondered, like, is it just the gameplay of a single person, or does it feel micromanagey when you're talking about a whole bunch of different characters?
Watch Dogs 1, you're playing as Aiden Pierce, and he has his whole story and everything like that. And then in 2, you're playing as Marcus Holloway, and he has his whole story and everything. And 2, it's like they had better gameplay than 1, and they had a better story than 1, so it kind of kept you engaged.
Right.
Legion, the story doesn't even matter. It's like, because you're jumping around characters all the time, there's really no like journey to be a part of. It's just like, oh yeah, we need to free London from the Albion military people.
Just mission, random story, mission, random story.
It's like, yeah, it's like, oh, and you spend half the game just recruiting people, and then it's like, and so it's like, oh, you need to get a construction worker so he can get into that site, and it's like, that's like an hour of like just recruiting that guy, and then he's like, cool, I'm here, let's go do things.
But that's the fun of it.
And it takes 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I don't know. I think they went in the wrong direction on that one. I think they should have kept. Huh? I'm sorry.
I was about to say, like, it sounds like that should be like a secondary thing to recruit people.
Yeah, they should be still moving forward with one single character as your main protagonist, and then you can recruit people to help you on missions, but that's still you playing it. Like, hey, I need a construction guy who can get me into that site, and maybe he opens a way into the construction site for you, so you could still get in there, but not necessarily you are now that construction worker and you're just walking around with your tools and stuff like that. I don't know. I think I don't know. Like, I lost all motivation to play it.
Maybe
like,
it's trying to meet people in the middle and trying to grab a bigger audience. I mean, you do have people who play like Farm Simulator, Tractor Simulator. You know what I mean? Like,
I've never played one of those games.
All right, let's move on to rumor control, because we have a couple of interesting
it's
ones
about
here.
time, Joe.
Yeah.
Can we get to rumor control already?
Please, for the love of. Wait, weren't you the guy who?
No, that was Mel.
That was Mel. Oh, that's right.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep, that was Mel.
Shame. Rumor is Xbox Game Studios is thinking about buying a couple of Japanese studios.
This rumor went around, just to spoil it for everybody. Not true.
Aww.
But basically, there was all this talk about. So Xbox really doesn't sell well in Japan, like at all. Like very, very teeny tiny user base. Microsoft tries to get in the door. Like they partner with other companies. They release like Capcom games and Konami games and like the Dark Souls series and things like that. Like everything on the Xbox, but it's like Sony is king. Like Sony and Nintendo are they dominate everything in their path in Japan. So there was all these rumors that with Microsoft, buying ZeniMax, which covers Bethesda and id and all that stuff, that they might be looking at more Japanese studios.
That's a huge purchase already.
Yeah, so that was like $7 billion.
Holy
like
crap.
But yeah, Phil Spencer basically said, no, we're not. Like, we have a lot of partners in Japan, and we will be releasing Japanese games on the Xbox, but we're not looking to buy anybody. Which, it was one of those things where it's like, man, if they would buy like Sega or Konami or something like that,
it'd be
like,
over.
That would be killer.
Yeah.
Like that would so because Konami's not making that much money on video games right now,
No.
and Sega and Microsoft have a really good deal, or like this like really good partnership right now. It'd be like, man, that would be crazy if they did something like that.
Yeah, I think Konami's only other game revenue thing is casino games, and that's about it.
That's the majority of their revenue. It's slot machines and pachinko machines.
Yeah,
like that's where they make the majority.
Which
of
is
their money.
which
Video
is
games are
no
not
chump
big
change, no pun intended, but still, their video game studio has taken a backseat since I feel like since Kojima got pushed out.
Yeah, the last few video game releases they've had have been garbage. It's either been like a collection of old games, so like the Contra collection, the Castlevania collection, things like that. But yeah, they did like Metal Gear Survive, and I think their biggest their biggest income right now, or has been for the past few years, is actually their competitor to FIFA. It's PES.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
that usually does well. That's because like outside of America, where people actually care about soccer, it's like those games just sell. Like FIFA and PES, like always, or Winning 11 or whatever they call it. It's like those always do well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So that rumor's debunked. I think they would have. I think they would have done well if they grabbed one of those studios. But still, they're doing pretty good as it is right now. So I can see why they don't have plans for that at the moment.
Yeah, Microsoft's killing it right now. Like they're doing a great job. They're making a lot of money.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. What's the next one? Sony is considering raising PS5 game prices beyond $70.
Yeah.
What?
So, with this generation, if you all remember, games used to be $50. Like 20 years ago, games were $50. And then when the 360 PS3 generation came out, they raised up to 60. Because everybody was like, hey, yeah, these games are bigger, they take longer to develop, there's many more millions of dollars going into them.
Sure.
So we need to raise the price. And it's like,
okay,
I'm not happy about it, but I understand, so it's like whatever. This generation, now the bar is being raised again to 70. And you already have some people out there, not all game developers or game publishers, I'll say, but for instance, 2K games. Like NBA 2K21 is $70 for like the regular game. It's $70, and that includes the bajillion microtransactions and in-game currency on that game, and their in-game gambling system, which is essentially slot machine mechanic for a basketball game, and unskippable advertisements. So you've got all that plus a $70 game.
Dude.
And so
Sony, at least throw in all the DLC that's currently released.
Yeah.
Like,
so
how they do some of those releases where they're like the complete edition. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense, but $70 during a pandemic, during people being laid off, like I understand that might not be such a huge thing out there, but to the other countries, but
yeah.
That's
$70 used to be a collector's edition.
That's
games.
Right?
That's like four iced coffees extra.
Yeah.
Priorities, please.
That's crazy. So again, Gamefly.com, $17 a month. Yeah, Horror Chops, that's right here. Good thing America's broke right now. It's like, $70 for one video game is insane. They do mention in this article that would be for Sony's first party titles. So you're looking at like your God of War, your Horizon Zero Dawn, Uncharted, kind of stuff like that, where they do pile a lot of money into those games because like those are your system sellers, right? Like those are the ones that it's like these are all like 5-star games that they want you to just be like, oh, I gotta have a PlayStation just for that game.
Right.
And
I wonder though, like if
GTA's going to make $1 billion anyway, so it doesn't matter.
If you pit against two different forms of entertainment, and you take a look at movies have generally figured out during these times how they're going to make their money and their production costs and all that other stuff, and they make millions just off of a single copy of their movies. For games though, I just don't see like a DVD hitting $20 for something that they produce that possibly costs less from a technology standpoint to something that's $70, and the only thing I can think of that would justify that is that they have to continue patching it and creating more content for it, and that's where the money is going. But I just don't see it, because now with DVDs, you have the physical copy and the streaming copy, which hasn't changed the price of those movies. Yet at the same time, for games, is they gone mostly digital, and they still haven't changed. And even then, they're raising it. So I don't get it.
You might, or correct me if I'm wrong. This goes back into PC gaming history here. When Steam was first taking off, weren't Steam games cheaper than physical PC games?
Yes.
Yeah,
and not only that, but games are actually as well as like Steam games, like Valve games and all that stuff. They actually got cheaper as they went along and got older. Whereas like rehashed games nowadays, they're coming out. If you take a look at Call of Duty Modern Warfare, it's still up there. Modern Warfare 2, the classic one, is still like $30 or 40 some odd bucks. Somebody's gonna have to like fact check me, but they're expensive still. Only and I feel like a lot of it is only riding off of their like their platinum. Hey, do you remember this game? Yeah, pay us money to be able to pay for that, play that game. But it's just like, what's the point? Where are you losing money on it just sitting on a distribution server? I don't get that.
Yeah, but yeah, to me, it makes sense if you're going to raise the price on something that needs a physical good shipped. Like, I buy a lot of physical games, so if that's going to cost more than a digital version, then that makes sense to me, because you're cutting out like
Modern Warfare
disc and
Modern Warfare 2 confirmed $20.
$20?
That's not bad, but
that
at
game
the
was
same
2 generations ago. It should be a 5.
It's still too much. I mean, I'm a fan of Modern Warfare 2, even if it's not like the advanced texture edition with the new fancy stuff.
Oh, Modern Warfare 2 remastered?
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah, it's still good, but I'm the type of person who would pay $20 if I didn't have it. But I don't see a lot of other people who aren't from my generation paying for that.
You know, I see that a lot. So that's Activision, but I see that a lot with their games. I remember, this is like a year ago or something, Centrican and I were talking about playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance because Part 3 was just about to release on the Switch. And that game is an early 360 game. That's like a 2007, 2008 or something like that. What happened?
No.
No.
Error. Error.
Loop.
Beep. All right, let's go.
Somebody reboot Mello.
Hit that reboot button.
But yeah, no. So we were gonna play Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and it was like, oh yeah, like we should totally play through 1 and 2 again, like but before 3, so we could go through that. And Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1. This is like I said, it's like a year or two ago, and it was like $40, and we were like, dude, that game's like 15 years old. Like, what the hell? And it was, I don't know. I think Activision they're kind of like Nintendo. Like, they just charge too much for their games.
All right, she's back online.
Mel, are you alive now?
Thank goodness.
You might be muted.
Yeah.
We can't hear you.
Your voice box is glitching.
Sorry. I put viruses out of my system there.
Gotcha. All right, so let's move on. This one was pretty cool. It's pretty cool for me because I'm a subscriber to YouTube. Technically, I subscribe to the music stuff, and they just added on the no advertisements for YouTube. So Google is sending out for those who click on the link and get their pack there. They're sending out YouTube or the Stadium Premium package, so that way you get a Chromecast Ultra with a controller for free. The $99 pack, it's free as long as you're a subscriber to YouTube Premium. I was able to hit the link. I don't know if it was honestly for the first 400 people.
Yeah,
Matt says it's no longer available to US subscribers, apparently.
Yeah.
Oof. So I was one of the lucky ones to actually get in because they already gave me a shipping Lucky ones? Is that what you're doing? look.
That Stadia that you're gonna play.
So hold on though. It's not the fact that it's a free Stadia controller and Google Chromecast dongle. It's the fact that you're getting a Google Chromecast Ultra dongle, and that's really it for me, because it's like I just have plenty of dumb TVs that I could just stick a Google Chromecast and just cast whatever I want to put on there.
Yeah,
but
the free Chromecast is the prize here,
right? But the fact
that
you
are never going to use.
Okay, so I'm going to use it, but not in the way they intended. Not in the way that uses their services. If anything, I'm going to use it for a PC controller whenever I need to play a PC game that requires a controller. That's it.
Yeah.
Which is mostly platformers. But the Google Chromecast Ultra is no slouch, and if I can get that for free, I will.
I get that. Yeah, once you let me know when you're ready to give me that controller, because you're just going to throw it away.
I mean, I have one back here. You can clearly see it. Like if I just
like an Xbox controller, to be honest.
It's right there. It's the box.
Those look like Xbox One S controllers. That's
no,
what I'm saying.
that one is, but that one right next to it behind it is a Stadia controller with the box.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So clearly you can see how much I use it. it's on display. All right, so let's move on to the next one. So who's a Fortnite player here on the chats, huh? Who still plays Fortnite? I mean, no shame. Raise your hand. No.
Mm-mm.
Crickets. I need to get that soundbite. All right.
I was in the beta for Fortnite when it first launched, when it was like a survival game.
Mm-hmm. When it was something completely different.
Yeah, when it was their version of Minecraft, and it was terrible. And I played it for about an hour, and I was like, "Yeah, this is hot garbage." And then they launched Battle Royale, and I've still never played it.
Yeah, I wanted to get the paid game type just to see how it was like, but then it was just like I played Fortnite maybe twice, and I was just like, the skill set for whatever's there already is not making it fun for me.
For the skin. That's it.
Yeah. That's about it.
By the way,
no, I mean, Epic is toying with the fact of a monthly subscription for Fortnite. I think it was like $15 for Fortnite.
It's a battle pass. Yeah.
So I'm not sure, like, if they're just falling in line with just like what Apex is doing with their season pass.
Modern Warfare. All that, like all the Call of Duties are like on the Battle Pass system now.
Well, they've had Battle Passes before, but not like a subscription. They say like just pay this for this season, and
that's it.
To have more stuff.
But now this is one of those like, we're guaranteeing that you're gonna pay for one because now you're on a monthly or whatever plan.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be very interested to see how this plays out. So it's not really rumor control or anything like that. This was brought up from a survey that Epic was doing to gamers. And so it was like, hey, would you be willing to pay, $15 for, a battle pass type system for Fortnite? Maybe everybody in the world just said, hell no. And then they drop it and never think about it again. But I mean, Fortnite already makes just an absurd amount of money. So it's like, maybe it's something that they are toying with just to get even more money.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to our next ones. We're reaching the end of our show, but who's kind of pissed at Twitch right now with whatever they're doing with their DMCA takedowns? Look, I've heard from Joe Numbers and all the other streamers that they're not too fond of this whole thing. But
Joe Numbers is like raving mad on Twitter about this.
He don't care if he gets banned at this point.
Yeah. He is like, so if you guys don't follow Joe Numbers on Twitch or on Twitter or anything like that, he's a longtime friend of Nerd Junkies. Yeah, good guy. He just got into the Air Force, and he's probably about to stop streaming completely. So it's like he's about to, ship off to wherever Air Force people ship off to. It's like, so he's like, yeah, screw Twitch. If I get banned, I'm done anyway. It doesn't matter. We talked about the DMC thing, 2 weeks ago, I think, on the show.
Yeah.
the music industry basically bombed Twitch with 1 million complaints and said, we're going to fine you because of all this copyrighted music that's all over your system. And Twitch said, okay, everybody, you have 3 days to delete everything or we delete it for you. And then they did, and all the streamers got pissed off. And in all fairness, all those streamers were using copyrighted material without permission, blah, blah, blah. But it's one of those things where Twitch tried to apologize and said, we'll try to find a better solution in the future. But seriously, bros, stop using copyright. So, like...
It's not your music. Stop using it.
Yeah, basically. Like, yeah, which, I mean... Some games account for that. Like, they'll have, like, hey, if you're going to stream, click this checkbox and we'll change all the music to, like, non-copyrighted stuff, which I think is great. I would love it if, like... So, if you've ever played, like, Grand Theft Auto 3, like, over half the music in that game was all made in-house. Like, Rockstar has, like, a little home band who made over half the stuff in the game. But some of it was public domain music where you couldn't possibly get sued for it because it's so old. And it's like, what if GTA 6 comes out and they have like the in-game radio with all the cool DJs and all that, modern stuff or whatever. Or if you say, I'm going to be streaming this, it completely shifts into in-house music. It's like, that would be awesome. Like, that would be like amazing. If like all your radio stations now just got reverted into something else that was like safe to stream.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, the console already knows when you're streaming because you're using their own API and application, and it just starts to turn off anything that is copyright, right?
Yeah. Matt has a really good thing here. It says Twitch also has a public server where all those videos are accessible still, even deleted ones, and those are getting flagged. That's really what it is. It's like even when Joe Numbers deletes a video and he says, yeah, I was streaming the new Metallica album or whatever, and then that gets flagged and he deletes the video, that system is still scanning that content and says, you're violating Metallica's copyright. And it's like, I deleted it. Like,
but it's gone now.
Like, there's nothing else I can do. So that gets flagged. And also, there's in this article, there's actually an example of like, the game had like a wind sound effect that got flagged.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and it's like, what?
Wait a second.
Yeah.
That has to be some of the clearest audio for the AI to be able to pick up on it.
Yeah, I saw that, and then I also saw there's an article out. It was like yesterday, and it was that some Twitch streamers are modding games with their own sound effects just to get around this. So like when you fire a gun, it just says like pew pew pew.
How does Twitch, in their right mind, think that the best course of action is to bottleneck their own revenue because Twitch streamers are just playing a game, and their solution to it is just turn off the sound? I don't get how you want to go ahead and stab the only thing that is making you maybe Twitch doesn't make enough revenue. Maybe their revenue is really coming from like League of Legends tournaments and all that other stuff. You know what I mean? Like their revenue is coming from that.
Their revenue comes from advertising.
Yeah.
Like Twitch is a television station. It is ad-based revenue. That's it. So like when you're watching a stream and they decide, hey, it's ad time, and they cut to an ad. And it's like, they started doing this like a month or two ago and everybody got pissed off, where it's like at any time, streamers used to be able to make a break for an ad, and they can't do that anymore. It's now randomly decided. So like your stream will get shrunk down to like a picture-in-picture and then an ad play. And like you're muted and you're this big, and then when the ad's over, it'll snap back. But that's how Twitch makes their money. That, and also when you buy bits to like support people and cheer on people, like those bits, those sales go to, it's like, I don't know if it's 50-50 or whatever, but it's like they make money off the bits also. I
just don't understand that. It's really crazy to me. But yeah, if anybody's been banned, it looks like Horchops got banned for his username, but we all know Horchops.
That guy.
Yeah, that guy's intentionally trying to get banned, but whatever. All right, there. Let's go on to our last one. I believe this happened earlier this week. This one was the police got called over to Ubisoft's headquarters and one of their studio places.
Ubisoft Montreal.
Yeah. I saw the video.
Out of nowhere. Yeah.
And they were all on the roof.
It was just like, this popped up in the news, and I was just like, wait, what?
Holy crap.
Like, there was a hostage situation at Ubisoft Montreal, and it was like, and people are like, oh my god, what's going on? And the police are there, and like the SWAT team, and it's Montreal. The Mounties were there, and their horses, and maple syrup and other Canadian stereotypes.
Horchop says, wait, there are police in Canada?
The Mounties, and they always get their man.
Yes.
But can I finish? But yeah, it's like at the end of all of this, it was deemed that, so basically there was the building that Ubisoft Montreal occupies also has other businesses who like lease office space in that building, and apparently there was a bomb threat called in at that building with like a $2 million ransom. And so there was all these news reports about like hostage situations and all this weird stuff going on. And then at the end of the day, all the investigation was done and it was a hoax. And it was like, well, I mean, good. We don't want a bomb threat, anywhere, right? Like, I'm glad everybody's safe, but it was one of those things where it's like, wow, man, I really hope they find the douchebag who did that.
Yeah,
right?
dude.
Oh, they will.
That is messed up. It's almost like swatting, right? Because you're literally like
basically
it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Now, if I may be crass for a moment. So bomb threat called in at Ubisoft Montreal yesterday. Crazy stuff, right? I mean, Watch Dogs Legion wasn't that bad, am I right?
Oh, Clay.
I mean, it's a shame that that the building had to be under siege for so long.
All right, 2 internet points. All right, I'll make it its own clip, and I'll get that and just take it out of the show. Holy crap! A little too soon.
They also worked on Rainbow Six Siege. That's
I got it.
That's the joke.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Deleting for future content.
Yeah. And we're losing viewers.
Oh wait, where'd everybody go? Is this thing on?
Lost that sponsorship.
Yep. And we're out of here. Alrighty. Well,
GSK, I stopped playing Watch Dogs Legion, just so you know. I quit that game. I actually let Cindrican borrow the disc so he can finish it up and return it to GameFly. I'm like, I'm done. I'm out. That game sucks.
Yeah.